sitting in a Rangers game, Mavericks game, or even Cowboys game, think about a foreign country you would love to visit. Now imagine your favorite hometown team playing your favorite sport against these countries' teams. It is second nature for us to imagine any country outside North America taking part in our beloved sports leagues. As a child, I remember going to sports games and watching teams from across the United States, and it seems times haven't changed. This evening, I will convey the fact that although the process of creating international sports started long ago with the Olympics, we haven't seen major changes or accomplishments. Advancing at a tremendously slow rate, the recent changes have yet to show success. However, there is hope that things can change in the future. Long ago, the Olympics were the first attempt at establishing international sports games. The Olympics showed as a competition that appealed to people from all over the Roman times. Coubertin, a French aristocrat, said that sports created a more well-rounded and vigorous person, therefore preparing them for battle, which appealed to all countries and communities. Coubertin also claimed competitors were not chosen by the government, but rather volunteered and found great honor and pride representing their country or community. Even in this ancient time, over 300 athletes participated from over 13 countries. The same necessities we have now become second nature to us were also included in the first Olympics of 1896. Even in 1896, the Games needed a stadium to take part in. It's much like today. Georgios Afarov became the first sponsor of the Olympics and paid for the construction of a new stadium. Athletes wore personalized uniforms that represent where they come from and what their purpose was. Games include pole vaulting, as well as sprints, swimming, and other sports that we recently used today. Recently, however, we have tried to spread the less common sports specifically to the United States internationally, including football. The most recent attempt to establish an international league was the introduction of the NFL Europe. That was an affiliate of the NFL. We will continue to build our international fan base by taking advantage of technology and customized digital media that make the NFL more accessible on a global scale than ever before through the regular season game experience, said the commissioner of the NFL. The NFL did not prepare themselves for the dramatic transition and changes that would have to be made in order to make the transition to Europe. For now, the NFL has decided to focus on global impact first to ensure that we have the support to succeed. The NFL plans to offer exhibition games in Europe against the Miami Dolphins and the New York Giants to ensure that the fans in Europe will have the opportunity to stay active in the NFL. These right here are the cities in which the games will take place, which is the same cities that recently had teams in the NFL Europa. While taking a break from NFL Europa, it has become Europe's responsibility to keep building to make it possible to expand in the future. The need for better stadiums and arenas was one of the major setbacks in the creation of NFL Europe. The NFL needs to establish a committee that can fully devote themselves to the NFL Europa to ensure it does not rely on the NFL of America. The media needs to establish a plan to create a mass of information about games, players, and news. However, unlike football, basketball has seemed to present major things that could lead to success in the future. Commissioner David Stern said the NBA looks like the perfect new international expansion. It could have more than one franchise based overseas by the end of the decade. Due to the tremendous attention the basketball team for USA received during the most recent Olympics, it has opened the eyes to many NBA officials that the NBA could be the most realistic franchise to embark internationally. Stern also said that arena construction plans in European cities made possible during the NFL Europa have made the idea more viable. He also said that within 3 to 4 years should be a perfect time for them to come up with a plan and execute a plan to make this international dream come true. Although the advances in international sports are at a minimum, we are preparing and hoping for the expansion of some sports leagues in the near future. It all began with people began coming together for the first Olympics in 1896, later making even more attempts by creating the NFL Europe and hopefully the creation of international NBA will create a success in international expansion of sports. So the next time you're at your local Mavericks game or Rangers game or Cowboys game, Just think about those foreign countries and just think about how fun it would be to go see your favorite sport in an international stadium somewhere over in Europe or Australia or Africa. Thanks for coming and listening to my presentation. I hope you think more about the international sport